Once the Declaration of Independence was in the can, the colonists went to work on that other important document we mentioned, the Articles of Confederation.
The Articles of Confederation were in force from March 1st, 1781 to June 21st, 1788, when the Constitution went into effect. The Articles were written in 1777 during the early part of the American Revolution by John Dickinson and a committee of representatives from 13 colonies.
The Articles of Confederation was written in 1776 before the Revolutionary War and was ratified in 1781 after the Revolutionary War. Essentially, the Articles created a league of friendship among the states who, aside from banding together in the war against England, had remained mostly independent.
The Articles of Confederation was the colonists' first attempt at a unified national government. At the time, few colonists thought of themselves as Americans. They were fiercely loyal to their states and had some problems taking a national government seriously.
Pardon me, sir, but this is where the Continental Congress is meeting.
Yeah, that's a good one, Whig boy.
In a confederation, the states held most of the power, not the national government. And once the Revolutionary War was over, there wasn't much left to unify the states, and the government collapsed. With no power to tax and no way to regulate trade between the states, there wasn't much the government could do to assert its control on a national level. In fact, the national government was so wimpy that at one point it often forgot Congress was driven out of Philadelphia by its own unpaid army.
You may have wondered just why everyone tended to want such an oddly fashioned, yellow-bellied, limp fish government. Well, think about it historically. The states were afraid to give too much control to one central government for fear that America would turn into another England. In the states' eyes, one central government with lots of power resulted in oppression.
So, the states made their own treaties with other nations. There was no national army, and the budding young country was facing organizational chaos.
That's when the then nearly powerless Congress stepped in and passed a resolution calling for a constitutional convention to revise the Articles of Confederation. And believe it or not, it sounded like a good idea to a fair amount of the states.